Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rival Series play-ins. We're into our third series of the day. We've seen the likes of RCD, Espanyol, and Weedham Girls already make it through as part of the 8 spots that are up for grabs. And now we will see one of RJM or Servette Geneva now making it through into this next series. And Bacon, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm very, very biased. I know caster bias. I know caster bias. The thing is that Servette Geneva are a team from Switzerland who have been competing in the Swiss scene for an absolute age as probably the best team in that entire sort of like country. And I can't go, because we've been covering a lot of Swiss tournaments lately, me and you. Like, I can't go into this match with like a clear head on this one because I'm just sort of like sitting there just like, I need Servette Geneva to win almost, you know?
Yeah, on paper, this should be RJM. Like, Mike Boy, Rizex, and Justice have got the better track record on International Rocket League. But Servette Geneva, they're our boys.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Now, you look at this, pound for pound, I'm going to say RJM should be the better side. And that's purely coming down. Servette Geneva can suffer from nerves on the international stage. Now, they've done good getting so far here today. And the last time I saw them in one of the skirmishes over on Dasrin's stream, they were very nervous. The point that Mirrorwing, I thought, like, was even on the pitch. He got one good goal, and that was it for the entire tournament. You know, Yagi was pretty good, and there is quite a cool little story with Yagi getting kicked off the side, apparently, for, you know, playing too much Fortnite. They thought he wasn't dedicated enough. They bring him back 6 months later because they realized how blooming good he is as a player. So it's quite cool. And then Safair, you saw him with Exalti last season. Funny enough, Servette Geneva got further than Exalti last season, but Exalti sort of didn't have a great play-ins. But this is a team that has the caliber to make it through to the RLRS. But what is standing in the way is near enough fabled, known, strong players, mainly from the Dutch scene with Mike Boy and Justice, who've been playing together since MCON days. And then you got Rizex from Vertex last season. This is a powerful lineup, and one that most people had, you know, on their top 7. Like, if you were to predict your 7 teams to make it through, RGM is probably on 90% of people's sheets.
Yeah, I'd say so too. I think that they were on both of our sheets as well. However, when I put my sheet down, one of the sticking points that we disagreed with was actually you said not Servette Geneva. You thought the Servette wouldn't make it in.
I thought it was too early. I did say they'd get to one of the runner-up places, but I thought it was too early to make RLRS. And that's one of those things of, that's what my brain says. But what does your heart say, Jay? What does your
Exactly, right? Here's the thing. I believe in Servette because they've come so close so far, just progressing further and further and further. And last season during the play-ins, they were once again in one of the qualifying positions. You know, they were in the lower bracket at that one point, you know, in one match to qualify where I think they lost to, was it RCD Espanyol last season?
Might have been.
The specific team escapes me, but I remember watching that match thinking to myself, like, Servette, this is their chance to shine. And that was a lower bracket spot.
That Servette team last season was Mirrorwing, Skyline, and Hello. So only one of those 3 players are still under the Servette name for that, because they're playing with a different international roster. But this is their, what was just their national for the Swiss scene team, that they're finally going, we're spending the most time, why split our attention to 2 different teams each of us and put all our power into one? They've been grinding it out.
But that's the thing, though, Bacon, because you take a look at that Swiss scene compared to the Swiss team compared to the international team, and who do you rate higher?
I rate this team much higher than last season.
Exactly.
Skyline's awesome. He's a G, but you never see him unless it is RLRS play-ins, which doesn't build up that chemistry of his team. And that was always the problem with that side last season. They didn't seem to have chemistry. They've got absolute skill. Like, right now, when we talk about this team, Safair is just such a solid captain, but Mirrorwing and Yagi are powerhouses mechanically. What they can do is crazy. And this is a team that isn't going to go for pace. It'll be a lot of passing plays. You look at the opposite side in RGM, and you're going to get a lot of similarities. That's why this is going to be such an interesting series for me, Jay, because I feel like these 2 teams with their playstyles will flow into each other quite naturally, which makes the best Rocket League. When we came up in that last series against Awkward Turtles and Weedham Girls, because they've got such different playstyles, it made it very awkward, very sluggish, really, and didn't feel that cohesive between the 2. It wasn't, you know, a work of art on the pitch. It was just throwing paint at canvas. Here, though, this is going to be a Picasso, I think.
Well, let's see what the votings say. Actually, no one's voted just yet, Bacon. So I'll be curious to see how much the fan vote favours the Servette Geneva side. I know that a lot of the Swiss scene are out here today, but let's take a moment to talk about RJM.
Who even is Chaussette today we cheer for Servette? That is gold. I love that.
I wasn't going to bring attention to that copy pasta. That's a brilliant one. But talking about RJM, we talked about a lot of the strengths and potential in Servette Geneva. What are we seeing RJM bringing to the other side of the pitch?
Straight up, Rizex, who was such a powerful player last season, we're not even going to talk about him. It's the connection between Mike Boy and Justice. What these two can do as a duo rivals that of Ixo and Breezy. Maybe not so fancy up in the air, you know, but those powerful passing plays. Tons of infield passes expect to come out there. Definitely coming off the wall because they like to use a lot of width in their play, but then just the reception in the middle. They might even pre-jump up in the air to drop down because they've got so much trust in each other. Rizex will be brought in as that third to fill in the gaps, and quite a lot of the time I'm going to imagine that he's going to be left alone a bit, where they're just going to have to be there going, we're going upfield, you fill in that gap, and we're just going to trust that you know where you need to be. We'll focus on each other and you just call out whatever you see, and that is quite a hard gap for Rizex to fill, but I think if any player's going to do it, it'll be him, and that again just shows the caliber that Rizex has trust in his two teammates to be able to just do whatever on earth they want.
Well, full-on caster and fan bias here as we kick things off between RJM and Servette Geneva. RJM in the blue side, and Servette Geneva rocking the orange colours for this particular series as Mira and Yagi struggle to maintain control of the ball. Mike Boyer coming in with a dunk down chance. Mira takes that block. Rizex, however, comes in off the crossbar.
Unlucky.
And wow, two chances blocked and wasted by the RJM side to start things off. They have got a mass amount of pressure in the early 30 seconds though. As Servette Geneva return back to the blue half. Yagi finds his own shot coming in clutch, but a bit too far wide. Mira follows suit, that one bounces off the post. And both teams going straight in for the sheer aggressive shot. And Zafer, Mr. Three-time of Switzerland, will get the first for his side.
Yeah, Super Zafer as they call him. What a clever play right there. Knowing that he's got the time, hits it off the wall and then turns back around on it. Defender pulled on out, not expecting it, just thinking it was a hit over the side, try and clear, try and get a bit of breathing room and get downfield, but no. Played his opponent there. Big brain 200 IQ play and the opening goal for this series.
Look at the returns from Mike Boy, though. It's coordinated passing play between him and Justice. You mentioned that in the pre-game, and it may well work out for the goal. Again, both teams bringing out the best of their firepower and the best of their aggression. They get loads of shots in already. We've seen 4 coming out in the first 60 seconds from both sides combined. And Rizex now will chase this ball into the orange half. Mike Boy in the midfield will try and contest against Mira. 2 touches against him. It goes to the backboard with Zafer. Will clear it away. And RJM currently in control of the pressure. Mira and Yagi double committing to try and take that away though. Bouncing out into the corner board. Mike Boy and Rizex going to wrap back over. Pick up the 100 on Mike Boy's part. Trying to pass into Rizex, but just as late in the back line will be left on the defense. As Servette Geneva have the intercepts. They're returned, however. RJM, big miss from Rizex. A chance available for Zafer. Not going to happen for him.
Yeah, and right there you could see, as soon as they realized they double committed on that ball, Zafer stayed the whole way back, but that right there, what a hit coming out from Rizex. Seeing that the top shelf of net was not going to be able to be saved, can just approach it correctly, keep it quite close to that front post, and that just shows the skill that Rizex has. He might be not so mechanical in that freestyle sense like we talked about by Ixo, but he's got that almost K-dot aspect in his shot placement is top tier.
As they can make this match top tier in their own right. 1-1 on the board though, neither team pulling ahead. Rizex wraps over from the corner, puts this ball up high, and will go wide as well as no one tries to take control of the pinch. Was flush against that backboard, so not much that could have been done on the offensive play. Now Yagi's going to try and find his way out. No boost though with his touch. Rizex can take easy control. Mira can return, but again passing out to Yagi, who's forced to rotate back. The fair swings out. Justice with a good challenge. Yagi now with a bit more boost will contest against him and challenge on 2 players, only get it past 1. Mike Boy pushing forward of his own right. Rizex and Justice pushing up over to the sideboard. Second touch back to the backboard, coming close from Rizex, but he can't find the positioning. A little bit too late to the marker. Yagi can chase this one back down. And Justice can also contest in over on the corner. From Servette, pinch down from the floor, not going to happen.
Yeah, and now you're starting to see these two teams just trying to look the ground, look for those open spaces. We're going to find a pass here with Mirror Wing, getting that down to the corner, and that's what they want. It allows them to put up a line in the midfield. Both teams have such a similar playstyle. We called it before, that they can read each other quite well, but that's right there. What a touch from Justice. Not going to be able to be saved as the pace was too high from Mirror on the entry to net.
One small touch, they expected it to be taken wide, but that redirect is enough to put them back in the lead here for the RJM squad. Justice and Zafair and Rizix and Mirror challenge for ball control for the kickoff here. They're going to try and see if they can return very quickly. Zafair with control, could not get a touch on the ball though. Not a good enough touch, I should say, to go for the actual strike. Lightboy to Rizix now passes down in the back line. Where was it for Yagi?
Right now you can see Yagi got a bit into his own head. He was worried about spacing to the ball, wanting to cover that close post. He saw Safair on the opposite end was going to cover the left side. So Rizek's being super clever there, just goes directly down the center, keep it as far away from your opponents, and plays it so well. So it's the point that Servette Geneva are telegraphing their defense a bit too much, were too slow, they actually hurt them. They need one of their players to go up and contest Rizek's in the air.
They're again going to lead the charge here. Mirror double committing with Yagi, and some of the unconfident nature that we talked about from Servette in the pre-game is starting to rear its ugly head. Be wary if you are the Servette fan, because it's still 2 goals down and a minute on the clock to try and go for here. Game 1 currently in the full control of RJM. Mirror to the backboard. Yagi evading that bump play. It doesn't matter because no shot can be connected. Mirror now chasing it up. Yagi going to try and follow him directly from behind. Mirror to the backboard. Zafair looking for a double touch, and Yagi coming in to try and dunk it down of his own right. It will not work for him. Taken to the backboard, and the blue side keep it as far away as possible. Zafair with control, trying to beat Rizek. 2 players commit, but they do get a good enough touch to hold it away from the center line.
Yeah, and the problem right now is that Servette Geneva have to pick up even more pace. They can't make up those plays that they want to, where they slow the ball down and then launch it. Purely because 20 seconds are left on the clock. If they're going to get anything going, they've got to do it now. That's a high ball in the air, Jay, but none going to be able to contest. Right now, this is done and dusted. Game 1 has gone to RJM.
Boy, slimmest of chances to get 1 goal now, and then a kick-off to follow suit for Servette Geneva, but I think you are right. That ball is being played slow. RJM do not want to return a quick counter-attack. They know how dangerous that can be. They will secure a solid Game 1 after a very good start as well from Servette. Both teams really bringing out the striking elements. Look at the shots on the board from RJM alone, then combine it with the shots from Servette Geneva, which look a little bit more suspect, but still some pretty high numbers posted in total for both of these sides.
Well, the big change up there is right at the start of the game when it was very even. RJM was playing with Rizix a little bit back. After that first goal, they mixed it up into a very traditional 3-man rotation, Jay, where they were just moving as a triangle, you know, continuously turning the sides around. And that meant Rizix got caught up in the plays, and actually was a very strong, useful instigator to a lot of attacks where he moved downfield. They keep the pressure down there for a little bit, and then just by his rotation back on in, he got those 2 goals. It's quite a nice little change up for RJM here to have near enough 2 different play styles, which they play so damn well, and it means they've got versatility to themselves.
The Game 2 to see if they can apply that versatility. Rizix takes control of the ball early on. No boost to go for a shot. Still that's put on by Mirror there. That could have been a pretty dangerous own goal, but not going to happen for him. Zafair to the backboard, going in. Yagi with a perfect chance to strike, but Rizek just swings out and just denies. Mirror going to wrap back over from the midfield, passing out to Yagi on the other end of the field. And Whiteboy comes off the ceiling, and he's got a bit of his own control. Trying to flip back against Zafair. He goes right in for it. I think that would have bounced off the post regardless, but Mirror does get in with the save. Mirror going for a shot. Rizek can block it off. And Whiteboy with plenty of boost does not need that 100. We'll leave it for a teammate instead. Justice able to receive the pass up to the backboard, now leaving it for Whiteboy. Back to Justice all the same. He tries to outfake Yagi, but Yagi keeps the control.
On those plays, with how they're trying to set this up so close to net, Servette Geneva need to stop being so reactionary to what they see the ball doing and be more instinctual. They have to predict where the ball's going to beat their opponents out there. Rizek's given tons of time to move from the corner to net. Yagi, if he was able to react just half a second quicker, or not even react, just predict where the ball was going, he would have won that. And that is the fine line right now for Servette Geneva to make it into RLRS.
The fine lines being treaded here, no goals found just yet, but Justice got close, beating out one of the forward players. Yagi, however, stepping up his defensive. He knew that he can't make those mistakes that he made in game 1. Now he'll step up for game 2. Rizek's back pass off the crossbar. A good effort, a fast ball, but just not accurate enough. Mike Boy coming in, Mira will get that save. Justice wraps over past the Mike Boy once again. Very accurate from the setups from the RJM side, but so far Servette Geneva are keeping control. Rizek's getting close, but it's blocked off by Yagi off the crossbar one more time. Mike Boy coming in the backboard. Justice here coming through against the fair. He challenges, puts it out. Now he's got all the room to breathe, but not as much as he thinks. Rizek is able to stop.
Sorry for my little moment earlier on, but that was an absolute beaut from Rizek there. He has been absolutely not so fair. Unfortunately, still needs to open the packet. Those nuts not being released. And you got to think, right now, 0-0 halfway in, how tense this series has been. Double commit there could cost them, as that will allow the chance to strike. But I've just seen Mike Boy and Justice got caught up on the side boost. That's ruined every opportunity for them.
And now Zafair will try to utilize that little opening to get into the backboard. Mira goes in, Mike Boy and Rizek's now going to be able to return. Zafair blocking it, putting it out to the side once again. Justice trying to block and dunk down inside the corner. Mike Boy is going to get beaten by this fast ball. And no goals being scored so far. It's all left to Mike Boy. Yagi with a fast one as Rizek comes in. Zafair lurking back passive in the midfield, and Justice can punish him for it. Following suit to the backboard, getting close. Mira puts it up. Rizek's challenging Yagi. Good 50-50 from him. It's out to Zafair now into the corner. Mike Boy going to wrap back around. No boost left for him though, and no further forward player. Mira can intercept so easily. Backboard into the corner. Mira looking to try strike, but it's not fast enough, and it's going too far wide. That final hurdle just being the main sort of stumbling block for Servette Geneva at the moment. Wrapped over to the midfield, Mike Boy will put that close to fair, should get back in time. But even so, only by a hair, Servette Geneva are keeping this at a zeroed out series.
That's it, and Servette Geneva have got great build-up, but not able to get anywhere close enough on their finishes. Mira here just with a stall, you can't blame him. You can see Servette didn't want to get in his way, but wanted that corner boost, and it's all looking a little bit awkward as with 1 minute left, Jay, the pressure is building up, and that is Servette Geneva's worst enemy.
The fair in the midfield, contesting against them, bumping out one. Mira's going to be left alone in the defense, but fortunately that shot is way out of position. Rizek's to the backboard, Mira puts it in. Justice passing back over to Mike Boy. Mira intercepts. That's on target. Is it? Okay, Rizek gets blocking anyway. Mira passing back to Zafair though. He's looking for a fast ball from that corner. 30 seconds on the clock. Time is a ticking, but fortunately there's not much pressure applied. Overtime at 0 goals is on the cards. Now Zafair with his dribble. Only one player to find. They're on rotation. He gets close, but Mike Boy is able to block it. Mira back in. Zafair going to try and back pass, but they're the only 2 players up here. Where is Yagi? He's finally up in Mira's position as he goes for a flick back. 2 players committing to the defense, but Rizek is able to block it. Once again to the backboard, 6 seconds remaining. Zafair going to fall back, make sure that they can't get a counter attack, make sure they can't get a ball in here. Yagi missing, Mike Boy on the floor. It's overtime for game 2.
I don't think my heart's going to be able to take this overtime. A golden goal scenario for game 2. Servette Geneva looking better, but definitely in that last minute, Jay, like I said. Couple of mistakes rearing their ugly heads where they were just getting nervous. They need this win now, otherwise we could be seeing that 3-0 sweep. The game could be absolutely sparked alive with a goal from Servette Geneva here. On the opposite end, if you're an RJM fan, there's held on the line. Justice with the clutchest moment I have seen in the longest time ever.
Rizek nearly threw it away. Servette Geneva moments from taking game 2, but not to be. The defensive barely recovers itself and we play on here in overtime. Mirror contested by Justice as RJM continue pressing forward. Yagi back over to the corner. Mike Boy going to boom this one right back down the other end of the field as they play a game of ping pong. From the orange to the blue halves, Justice intercepting as they get aggressive. Double commit again from Mirror and Yagi. If they get a good intercept, that's going to leave one element of the defensive completely out-positioned. Now Rizex looks for his way in from the corner, passing out to Justice. Yagi missing. This ball is completely on an open net, but not fast enough and not on target. Mirror is allowed to swing in and take control alongside Zafir coming forward with a challenge of his own right. Yagi not pushing forward far enough. Zafir is out of boost. We'll get the 100 picked up. Yagi steals it away instead as Mirror goes up 40 points to his name. Challenging Justice, puts it into the midfield, but goes no further than this so far. Servette Geneva tussling for midfield control. They'll keep the offensive from getting spooled up.
Justice has just stolen the boost away from Servette. And many only had 50 a minute ago, and now it'll be on nothing. Big launch downfield. Talk about Servette. There he is once again, near enough holding up the defense. So clutch from his team. Good work out there from Mike Boy, and now gets in center, but that will only tee it up in Servette's hands. No one's downfield though. This is the biggest problem for Servette Geneva. With these long balls down center, they're not finding anyone. It is not working.
And Justice, this is working well for him. 2 taps close to the backboard and close to the target. It's a fair now. He coming in with his own touch. Back in for the second. It will not happen. Too far out, too big of a clear. Mike Boy, oh, he beats Mirror! I thought he had all the room to breathe, but Mirror hesitates for a second. And at a half a game and in overtime, it will be RJM taking the game. 2-0 up in the series, and maybe you were right, Bacon. Maybe that unconfidence coming out from Servette Geneva is hurting them once again when they are inches away from making the rival series.
It's because they're scared about getting scored on. They're not committing the whole way downfield, and so it means that they're just continuously 2 players back in defense, only 1 player launching it downfield, no one to receive it. So it means that there's not going to be anything going. Yes, you'll get 0-0 into overtime, but you're not going to be able to take a win like that. It don't matter how good your defense is, but if you can't get a goal, you're not going to get a win. It's simple logic, Jay. And right now, Servette Geneva, which we know have that problem on the international stage when the nerves do hit them, they've suddenly just got to go, all right, we got to throw everything out the kitchen window and just ball for the next 3 games, because only a reverse sweep will win it for them now.
At this point, just throw everything you have at the wall. Just go for it, mate. You've got nothing left to lose. Yep. Full-blown reverse sweep for Servette Geneva. RJM are within a single game of taking it right here. And again, the pressure, you know, like, it looks so confident. Looks so confident to start, you know. There's that back and forth of the offensive that Servette Geneva got really close to getting the initial part of that first game. And now here on game 3, not nearly as much. Let's see whether they can turn it around. Again, it's reverse sweep scenario for Servette Geneva. Worst case scenario for Servette Geneva. We go to game 3 for another sweep. See if RJM can get themselves to the rival series. It's Mirror with control in the midfield. Zafir will go up off the ceiling and the backboard. Rizex will miss out. Zafir going to leave it for Mirror, who goes up backboard play. Second touch is going to be too low to connect it, so it goes to the corner instead. Zafir continuing to challenge. That pinch, that's on Mike Boy and Justice. And managed to make it happen. RJM with a first in just over 20 seconds.
And big questions now. Is this the point where Servette Geneva crumble, or can they pick themselves up? Can that anger them? Can it spark a flame in their hearts to turn it all around? We had to wait into overtime in the last game to get a goal. Here we got it in 21 seconds.
That is not a pleasing sign for Servette Geneva. Look at that double commit pinch again from Rizex and Justice. They're trying to get as many fast balls down range as they can. They'll really put the pressure up against the boys in orange. Rizex up over the sideboard now, moving on. No boost left for him, contesting against 1 man, putting this one up towards the box. Yagi also look to block. Mike Boy up and in. Rizex looking for the dunk down. It will be once again too far wide from the RJM side. As Yagi to the backboard, has no support. Zafair actually expected that one to get touched in, but a big miss will leave Justice and Mightboy a bit more room to breathe. Zafair again contesting, getting this one close, but his second man's committed, his third man is nowhere to be seen. Yagi does come forward, but again, just a block off, keeping it as far away as possible here.
Yeah, great little block off there from Justice. Knock that through to the center, but that follow-up from Mightboy. Don't tell me, it's too early, Jay, but this ain't feeling good.
I think I have the same not good feeling here, Bacon, I'm not gonna lie. 2-0. In a little under 2 minutes. Zafair trying his best to recover now, but he's just unable to make it happen. Yagi and Mira, both players up. Eyeball bounce from Mightboy. Mira goes in with a touchdown from the corner. It's adjusted to and received by RJM's backline. Rizex coming out the said backline into the midfield. Mightboy looking out to Zafair. Yagi also committing. Rizex will contest, put it up for Justice to try and receive the quick shot in, but Yagi's going to be able to deny that much at least. His defensive has been competent. Passing into Mira going to look even better, but no. It's reading it so well. They know exactly what they're going to go for here. Servette Geneva, they've got no way out at the moment. Zafair might sneak one in here against Justice, but it won't happen. Mira now lurking inside the box with the dribble play. It's a very slow one. He beats only one, though. And they just can't get started here.
Yeah, they're too slow on the follow-ups down center. And we're talking a second is the difference. I said it right at the start, half a second on those predictions, and they would just be outstanding. But Jay, you can see what I was talking about, they're just not there yet. Next season, this is a team that will absolutely dominate.
But that's the thing. That's what we said last season. It's like, how many seasons must you give a team like this to really get in? And I'm going to be harsh here because...
There were different teams last season, though. That's it, where they sort of come together, finally. But here, who knows, 2 minutes. Let's fan the flames of hope for this side, because we know they've got a lot of supporters there in Twitch chat. Right now, their biggest opponents, their biggest opposition are on the pitch, and they are playing such a well-maintained game here of pressure.
Rizek's backboard, push out from Zafair, sideboard bounce, Justice comes in to continue the pressure for RJM. Mightboy coming in off the backboard. Yagi moves in with Mira, now getting himself back over to the corner. Justice also in position, 18 points at boost, tee up. Yagi will try and receive and try and put this ball back on target. It will be wide of the target, but still allows a bit of breathing room. Zafair can come in with a strike, it will be off the crossbar, and Rizex can take it away and deny any sort of momentum back all the same. It turns over to the orange half. Yagi testing inside at the corner, but still no goals, and at this point they can slow it down. RJMs have to make sure that Servette do not score anything, and they would have claimed their 3-0 sweep, and they would have claimed their spot in the rival series.
Worrying times. What's Servette do here? Because they need a goal now, don't they, Jay? Give themselves a little bit of breathing room to find a follow-up. But again, the way that RJM are controlling this ball, where it's a lot of big clears down here, quick follow-up. That's an awkward bounce, and Mightboy's clever just to back off, allow teammate to jump up for it. Make sure that they're holding that midfield line. The ball is going to struggle to get anywhere near that goal. You see a convincing attempt, yeah, from Yagi, but blocked out by Mightboy almost too easily, where they can just see where they want to put the ball, Servette Geneva.
Well, 15 seconds. No matter where they want to put the ball, I have a feeling the deal may have been sealed here. This ball is close. Pushed out by Rizex and cleared out by him, so it confirms that which we already know, that it's a 3-0 series, and the only thing I have to say is, who are TSM? Today we cheer for RJM.
RJM, the third team today to cement themselves into the RLRS, joining Weedham Girls and RCD Espanol. There is still one more game in the upper bracket before we go dropping into the lower bracket with Ira Leak and Jam. But Jay, next on stream is going to be another three-letter team, DCG, going up against Block. Guys, we'll see you after this break.